Hi, my name is Jemiah Smith. I am 15 years old, a 10th grader at School of the Arts in Rochester, New York. And I'm going to be doing a review of Hidden Figures. The movie Hidden Figures, I watched it in creative writing class. And I'm going to be doing a review, so here we go. Hidden Figures was a movie about three black women: Catherine, played by Taraji P. Henson, Dorothy, played by Octavia Spencer, and Mary, played by Janelle Monáe. And these three black women were basically the brains behind NASA sending the first man into space and onto the moon. But because they were black and they were women, of course, they had to fight for their respect and for their name to be heard, and that's hence the name Hidden Figures, because they were main figures but sort of hidden because of the color of their skin and because of their gender. And because of those two things, they didn't have the same respect as someone who was white, you understand, or someone who was a male. And but in the end, they got their respect due to their intelligence and their vital role in NASA, which was not really, people didn't want to, like, what I'm trying to, people didn't really want to believe that they were a vital part of NASA, but at the end of the day, the numbers didn't lie. You understand? Catherine was a mathematician, the best mathematician there. Dorothy was good with, all three of them were mathematicians. Mary was an engineer. Dorothy worked on the machines that helped calculate the numbers. And then Catherine was just a machine in herself. And they were all vital parts of NASA getting the first man out onto space. And so the film itself raised many issues, talked about many issues. Of course, the top two were, well, the main two really was racism and sexism. Because the three women, of course, were treated differently and treated as sort of a less than because they were women. And not only were they women, they were black as well. So you were never accepted into society because of those two factors. You understand what I'm saying? And this was reflected all across the film, from like the script to the props. You understand what I'm saying? And if I'm looking down, it's because I have notes. Yeah, to keep myself organized. But I think the actors did very well in portraying their role, because Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary portrayed the role of a black woman during that time, fighting for respect, fighting to have their intelligence known. You understand what I'm saying? And more than likely, the actors themselves have been in that position, especially the three main characters, who are played by three black women who probably have faced trials and tribulations because of the color of their skin and because of their gender. I think the director did an amazing job with the details of the film, bringing out the issues and bringing out the story even more, from the script to the props, creating the mise en scene. What is that? I forgot. I'm sorry. It's like the aura emanating from details of scenery and staging, like the aura the setting gives off. And the script and the aura the setting gives off all created the story. It all came together to create the story of the three black women in NASA. And like, I specifically remember a line that the white lady, I'm not sure of her name as of right now, but there was a white lady that spoke to Dorothy like, we're not all the same. I have no problem with y'all. Y'all referring to black people, and that's reflected to me the white people of today's age. the movie was talking about the 60s, but I feel like that reflected a time of today because how do I say this? Because white people of today, some, I'm not going to say all, but some have this thing where they're like, why are you still mad? You understand a situation like that. Slavery's over type of attitude. You understand? That's what that reminded me of. It's like, you're not all the same. Y'all are not all the same. The fact that you refer to them as y'all tells me that you look at them different. You understand what I'm saying? It's, why are we still mad? Because it's still going on. You understand what I'm saying? And the film not only reflected what was happening in the 60s, but it also reflected on today. And the film was made in 2016, which was not too far away, and things are still the same. You understand? When it comes to race, when it comes to gender, there is still discrimination, and the film touched on that in many different ways with the script and the props. Props, when I say props, I mean there were the little details. The black women would be wearing brown, you understand? But everyone else, who were white, would be wearing white. You understand what I'm saying? Catherine would have a brown mug while everyone else's mug was white. It was the little details that furthered the story and furthered the issues in the story. I think the film was a very, very important one because, as mentioned before, it highlighted the issues of sexism and racism, and it identified how it was in the 60s and how it is today. It was, as I said, it identified the issues of racism and sexism, but it also identified how there is no reason for it. Because Catherine, Dorothy, Mary, they were black and they were women, and they received mad criticism. They received a lot of criticism just because of those two factors, but they didn't let that knock them down. Of course, it put them down in a way because it's like, dang, no matter what I do, I will always be looked at different. But at the end of the day, they got their respect. And that is a big reason why I think I would recommend this movie to anyone, really, because it shows how you can do anything you want to be. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, your gender, your race, your sexuality. It doesn't matter about anything. If you can do it, you can do it, no matter what. No matter what someone thinks of you, you do what you can do. If you're intelligent, you can be a teacher. You can be the president of the world. You could be anything that you want to be, and don't let anyone knock you down from that because of your race, because of your gender, because of anything. You could be anything that you want to be. That's what I got out of this movie, and that's what I think other people will get as well, along with the social issues such as racism and sexism. So, yes, this was my review of the movie Hidden Figures, and I would definitely recommend the movie. It was an amazing film. Thank you.